Bright Ideas is pleased to present to you the beautiful, intelligent, and hard-working members of their group, Renee Simeon, Sharmela Gokul, Alisha Brown, and Veronica Laris. Our collaborative assignment is resolving conflict in the marriage. What is a conflict? A conflict is a clash between individuals arising out of a difference in thought process, attitudes, understanding, interests, requirements, and even perceptions. One of the major conflicts we all may face at some point in our lives are conflicts in marriage. There are no perfect marriage, and conflicts in marriage happens. We've all experienced a sting of arguments and tension that threatens our unity. But a successful relationship that aims at a goal for a happy marriage is one that knows how to resolve conflict in the marriage. The effects of conflicts in the marriage will produce various personal, familial, physical, and psychological consequences. They can result in depression, anxiety, eating disorders, and poor health conditions. Furthermore, conflicts in marriages can affect family life in many different ways. Let us look at a conflict in David's and Rebecca's marriage. David and Rebecca has been married for 8 years. They are the parents of 2 children, ages 6 and 4 years old. David has always been the ideal husband and father that Rebecca would have desired. Rebecca has been very committed to her husband and children. They lived in an apartment adjacent to her mother's home. Their marriage was very beautiful until 1 year ago when David's attitude gradually started changing towards his wife. After some investigation, Rebecca discovered that her husband is having an affair with another woman. Rebecca has become so depressed to the point where she feels she can no longer look after her children. Her mother has taken the children into her care until Rebecca recovers. To resolve the conflict in David's and Rebecca's marriage, we apply the pillars of emotional intelligence. Self-awareness is to assess your strengths and weaknesses, know your moods and triggers. Self-motivation, for you to face challenges head-on, work one step at a time, take time to celebrate and reassess when you reach each milestone. Self-regulation, learn self-calming techniques, allow emotions to pass through you, reflect before making decisions. Social skills, reaching out to others, listen well, and work to diffuse disputes. Trust that your ideas add to the conversations. And most of all, empathy. Be aware of the moods and viewpoints of others. Practice acts of kindness and purpose. Be generous, reliable, and slow to judge. Emotional intelligence helps to manage our moods and actions in the midst of stressful situations. It allows us to skillfully recognize how we or others are feeling. Once put into practice, it allows us effectively to diffuse any conflict. In the case of David and Rebecca, emotional intelligence will be extremely important to both individuals. To understand the root cause of David's action, they will first have to carefully examine how he felt before and during the affair. Emotional intelligence will allow both parties to honestly assess how they feel about themselves and, most importantly, their marriage. It will allow them to reflect on what their initial goal for their family were and how both of their actions are affecting the steps to accomplishing those goals for a happy marriage. Once David and Rebecca discovered this, it helped them to see David's action in a different way. They were able to sit down and have a conversation. They wouldn't have reached this point if they had failed to define their real problems. Now that David and Rebecca identified the real issue, they spend more time communicating and building trust. They finally reached a compromise that satisfied both of their desires and needs. David made a commitment to Rebecca that he will always be faithful to her, and they both made a promise to each other that they will always be honest about how they feel about any situation that may arise in their marriage. David and Rebecca created a plan of action that would hold them both accountable, but one that will likely experience a happy and peaceful marriage. Conflict resolution in a marriage is about rebuilding a bridge of trust so we can connect with our spouse instead of disconnecting. Communication allows us to understand our partner, and it allows our partner to understand us. There is no such thing as too much communication or over communicating with a spouse, because it will only benefit the relationship. Communication provides the opportunity to solve problems, and the strongest relationships are built on trust, respect, and open communication between partners. Always have the best interests of the relationship in mind, and never forget you are partners in life. Here are a list of our references. Group work is a form of voluntary association of members benefiting from cooperative learning that enhances the total output of the activity than when done individually. We have come to the end of our presentation, and we, the members of Bright Ideas, thank you for watching.